just simply put, I mean, how does this team go forward after a defeat
You
like
have
this?
no choice but to go for it. That's life. This ain't the only thing that's going on in life. I mean, all you guys are dealing with something. You still moving, you still progressing, you still going forward. We got to do the same darn thing. We didn't expect that. There's a lot of things that goes on in life that's unexpected, and this is one of them. We got to knuckle up and let's go. We can't sit down and have no pity party. Y'all don't feel bad for us. Some of y'all are ecstatic about what transpired today, and I know that, but that's cool. We're going to take this one on the chin because we deserve it. 29, I've never been in one of these type. I don't remember, from youth on, I don't remember being up 29-0 and losing a football game. I really don't. This is a little tough for me, and I'm trying my best, and I thank you all for your patience, and I thank you for your heart, because this is really tough for me.
Embarrassment, total collapse. Prime time is subprime. Cinderella's shoe didn't fit. These are just some of the things I've seen this morning on Twitter, X, describing Colorado's shocking loss to Stanford. And all those words are absolutely correct. But if you're posting on Twitter X this morning and having a lot of fun denigrating Deion Sanders, you have to wonder why. He knows many people want to see him fail, but you have to wonder why. Why is it that so many people want Deion Sanders to fail? It's becoming quite obvious. You see, I'm a big Notre Dame fan. I don't want to see Notre Dame lose to USC. I want to see them stomp USC, but I don't have any problem whatsoever with Lincoln Riley. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I want to see the Miami Dolphins go ahead and beat up on the Carolina Panthers, but I have no problem with Frank Reich. People who have no dog in this fight aren't even fans of Colorado or fans of any of their opponents, just want to see Deion Sanders fail. They want to see Coach Prime lose and rub his face in it. Why is that? Well, obviously, they don't like Deion Sanders. They don't like who he is. They don't like what he stands for. They just can't publicly admit it. They're cowards. Here's a successful black man who's overcome a ton of adversity and has succeeded in business and finally in life as well, and all people want to do is see him fail. Last night, and the performance of the Colorado Buffaloes, they gave people a ton of ammunition to use against Deion Sanders. One of the old cliches in sports is, good teams win the games they're supposed to win. When you're up 21-0 at halftime to an inferior 1-4 opponent, you're supposed to win that game. I'm sure, like a lot of people here on the East Coast, you watched the first half of that Colorado football game, you saw that the Buffaloes were up 29-0, and you said, hey, listen, no reason to stay up until 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm just going to turn in. I know they're going to win. And like a lot of people, I know I'm not alone. I woke up this morning, I checked the score, and I was absolutely shocked. Actually, more like bewildered. And I was sure before I even saw the press conference that Coach Prime couldn't have been happy.
I'm truly upset. I'm truly disturbed. I'm going to try my best to stay composed and do the best of my ability to handle this press conference, because you deserve my best, and I'm going to try my best to give it to you. Started out the game wonderfully, finally put it together in the first half like I desired, like we desired, like our players desired, and the fans. Wonderful first half, 29-0, I believe the score was there. Am I correct? And you surrender, I believe, 3 touchdowns unanswered, close to it, which I can't fathom. Right now, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. And then the thing just kept going left. I mean,
how could it have happened? So I turned on the DVR, checked out the second half, and I saw what happened play out right in front of me. Everyone who saw it saw what happened. Colorado got complacent. They took their eye off the ball, and they let Stanford get back in the game. They simply stopped fighting.
At halftime, I talked to them about, you know, the old cliche, people say it's 0-0, but that's not true. It's not 0-0, it's 29-0. But I felt complacency going into the half because we stalled offensively. We gave up some yardage as well. And just in like how I felt going in at halftime, we come back out, and here comes the complacency. Here comes that team that I can't stand, that you can't stand, that you can't understand. How in the world that happens to us, but it did.
Colorado let Stanford get back into the game, take it into overtime, and once you get into overtime, it's basically anybody's game.
You don't want to go in overtime because they have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. I was surprised that they kicked the field goal the first time. I thought they was just going to go for 2 and try their best to get it over with. But they were resilient. Big win by them. Horrible loss by us.
The question that Deion Sanders will probably have to answer to himself and others over the next few days is, should Travis Hunter even been playing? He didn't look himself. He had some really decent plays, but when it came to crunch time, he didn't look like the Travis Hunter we were used to seeing.
Hey, Coach. Brian Howard from the
How you
Daily
doing?
Camera. Obviously, that second half, it was the connection from quarterback to 13 was killing you guys, and Travis was on him quite a bit. What were you seeing in that matchup between Travis and?
Well, we didn't play well, not just Travis. I think it all started when we gave up on the 97-yard touchdown, which was flat out ridiculous. That's when it all started. That's when all the foolishness, all the complacency, all the mess started. I mean, how in the world we give up Jesus? Our secondary did not play the best game, especially at the cornerback position.
In many of my sports broadcasts, I always say unforced errors can't happen. Good teams, championship caliber teams, don't have that level of unforced errors, penalties, turnovers, etc. Colorado had 17 penalties for 127 yards. 17 penalties. You can't possibly expect to win when you have 17 penalties. It's completely unacceptable at any level. There's no excusing that. They were completely undisciplined. That has to change in order for Colorado to become a winning team.
Coach, Matt Smith, 104.3 The Fan.
Yes,
It seemed
sir.
like in the second half, maybe just some communication issues there with the coaching staff. Did you feel that?
In what regards?
Substitution errors? it felt like.
Substitution on defense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There's so many different packages that you run and so many different personnel, but you got to understand we're basing our change of personnel on what they're changing. So that kind of happens when they having different personnel groups and the referee is holding the game up, so we get a chance to substitute as well. What was happening is one guy was coming off the field appropriately, and he saw something, and he stopped. So that gives us 12 men on the field. It was things like that was transpiring, which we can't even wrap our head around it because we practice this stuff repeatedly.
Seeing this kind of collapse and seeing how the defense has performed over the course of the season, is it time to begin talking about possibly replacing the defensive coordinator?
Again, along the same line, some of the substitution things, the penalties. You've defended Coach Kelly at every turn.
Yeah.
This is one where now people are going to start pointing fingers, and you said,
Well, if you're going to point the fingers, point it at me, because if I'm allowing it, it should be on me, not him. Point it on me. We go over this stuff. And there are times where you know what group is in, you know what group you're on, but you have a lapse of understanding in those crucial moments. Right now, we're not built for the moment. We're not built for the moment. Some of our players aren't built for the moment where they have to make a play, or they have to keep contained, or they have to make a block, or they have to get another yard. We're not built for the moment right now.
Coach Prime didn't want to hear it. I love that Coach Prime manned up right there. As the head coach of the team, he understands the buck stops with him. He's not going to let blame fall anywhere other than on his shoulders, and that's how it should be. Internally, he may make some changes, there may be some discussion, but that's not going to happen publicly. He gets another question in the press conference here about the penalties, and he seemed shocked himself.
Hey, Coach, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette.
Yes, sir.
You guys had 17 penalties tonight. That was something that was positive for you guys early in the season, was the
Wow.
lack of penalties.
I didn't know it was that many.
What has led to the amount of penalties you guys have been accumulating over the last couple weeks?
Not being smart, not being disciplined, not understanding the moment. That's what that is. Yeah, that's what that is.
So what do you do next? Well, it's simple. You dust off and get ready to play your next opponent.
Just simply put, I mean, how does this team go forward after a defeat?
You
like
have
this?
no choice but to go for it. That's life. This ain't the only thing that's going on in life. I mean, all you guys are dealing with something. You still moving, you still progressing, you still going forward. We got to do the same darn thing. We didn't expect that. There's a lot of things that goes on in life that's unexpected, and this is one of them. We got to knuckle up and let's go. We can't sit down and have no pity party. Y'all don't feel bad for us. Some of y'all are ecstatic about what transpired today, and I know that, but that's cool. We're going to take this one on the chin because we deserve it. 29, I've never been in one of these type. I don't remember, from youth on, I don't remember being up 29-0 and losing a football game. I really don't. This is a little tough for me, and I'm trying my best, and I thank you all for your patience, and I thank you for your heart, because this is really tough for me.
As Coach Prime said, it's life. There's something he just said that I want to point out. There are a lot of people out there who are happy, almost giddy, that Colorado lost that game. Deion Sanders absolutely knows that people are finding pleasure in his loss. I don't know Deion Sanders. I did meet him once at a football game, but I can tell you right now, when he signed a contract to take on this Colorado football program, there's no way he expected to go undefeated in the first season. Coach Prime didn't even go undefeated when he won 2 Super Bowls. So having some losses this year is not going to get him down. Out of his entire press conference, he said something right here that really resonated with me. Take a listen.
What I just said in the locker room to the team is they got to make up in their mind, are they in love with this game or are they in like with it? Because when you love something, you give to it unconditionally. You give everything you got to it, but when you like it, that's just the button you push. And it lights up in a like. That's what they do on social media. So we got to figure out, do they love it or do they like it? And it's hard for me because I love this. I love it. Without a shadow of a doubt, I am truly 100% in love with this thing. And I just want people to match me. Just match my passion, match my heart, match my love, match my consistency, just match my mannerisms, just match every darn thing I give to this game. I love this.
How many things in life are you passionate about? As Prime said, when you love something, you love it unconditionally. I don't go through the motions in my marriage. We've been married 30 years. We've come through the rough times. We're still together. And that's solely because of a passionate commitment that we made to each other. I gave sweat, blood, tears, a few ligaments to the game of football because I was passionate about it and committed to the game. And I do it all over again. I've done well in real estate because I'm passionate about it. It's not a business. It's something I absolutely love. What the Colorado Buffaloes football team has to understand is this was a loss. And you cannot succeed in anything if you don't have your heart into it. If you're not passionate, don't do it. This entire scenario right now reminds me of a video I saw once with Eric Thomas. If you don't know this video, I would Google Eric Thomas and watch this video. In the video, he says, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Think about that. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. That's passion. That's heart. That's commitment. And no beatdown, no loss, no public humiliation can take that passion and commitment away from you. That's what people don't understand about winners. You can beat me, but you'll never defeat me. I learned that as a young man. I'm sure Coach Prime learned it as a young man, and that's what he's trying to impart upon his team. He just needs to find those players on the team right now and future players who are completely passionate about the Colorado football program and are fully committed to the Colorado football program. And you know what fuels that passion? What the driving force of having that kind of passion and commitment really is? It's the inner peace that you have when you know that this is just something small and much more lies ahead for you. Let me show you what I mean. Coach Prime posted this on X earlier this morning after the press conference, after the loss. Lord, I thank you for everything. I've learned to accept the bad with the good, because if it weren't for the bad, I wouldn't know what good is. That says a lot, and it says so much in the first sentence. where he says, I learned to understand this. It's not something that people just have. You learn to accept the good. You learn to accept the bad. You know that the bad allows you to be good. And you have to have that inner peace to move forward through a loss like the Colorado Buffaloes sustained last night. Let me know what you think about what Coach Prime said, and then let me know what you think about what I said. Leave a comment. Love to hear from you. Talk to you soon. It's not over. It's not over by a long shot. And if you don't like Coach Prime, you have to wonder why. If you'd like to see another video that I put together about the Colorado Buffaloes, just go ahead and click here and it'll take you to another video. Talk to you soon.